Well, from his pioneering work in the 1960s civil rights movement to his current position as the founder and president of the Coalition of African American Pastors, my next guest has spent a lifetime working to uplift the Black community. He's very disturbed by what he sees as the cynical exploitation of Black Americans to advance the left's political agenda. He writes about it in his new book. It is a powerful book. I told him, I love this book. It is honest, and it's one you ought to get. It's called A Dream Derailed: How the Left Hijacked Civil Rights to Create a Permanent Underclass. It's a real honor for me to welcome a dear friend, Reverend William Owens. Great to have you here, Bill. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mike.
When I was reading through your book, one of the things that I loved was that you go back through the history of the civil rights movement. When Dr. King was leading people to recognize that it's important to have equality, one of the things that he talked about was the dream of having people treated equally.
Right.
Not because of their skin, but in spite of it, that it had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Your book's called The Dream Derailed. What derailed that dream of Dr. King?
Many people took that to mean that you give Black people more welfare. And that derailed the dream of people working hard, doing what's right, growing, developing, getting an education for themselves. And that helped derail the dream. The dream was that I grew up in the civil rights movement. I marched with Dr. King.
Yeah.
So the dream was that we had equal rights to excel. We didn't need pity. We didn't need anybody looking down on us. We needed to excel and work as hard as anybody else to realize the American dream. And that's what we did.
You said in the book something that was kind of startling. You said we were making terrific progress, and then all of a sudden it was like we just quit making progress and started going backwards with a new level of everybody's a racist. Bill, do you think everybody basically is a racist and that white privilege is the number one problem that we face in our culture today?
I don't think that. No, I don't think that.
What is the problem then?
I think the problem is we don't expect some people to come up to great expectations, to work hard, to achieve as any American could achieve. And I think that's the problem, that we think that because some people think because we're Black, we don't need to achieve. We don't need to come up to the standards of the American dream. Pat us on the head, let us get by. We don't need that, we don't want that.
You have been unapologetically a conservative, which kind of puts you out of the mainstream of many of your peers. You've openly said in the book, and this is something I appreciated your candor, that you feel like that the Democrats as a party have hijacked the African-American community and kept them really unfairly, almost locked them up. You used the phrase from Maya Angelou's wonderful poem, Why the Caged Bird Sings. What do you mean by that?
I mean that some people have felt we were not worthy, we were not as good as, and we could not do as good as anybody else. And that's not true. We can do anything anybody else can do.
Yeah.
We have the ability. And if you expect low expectations, that's what you get.
Well, I think one of the powerful reminders in the book is that the civil rights movement started in the churches. It was a spiritual, biblical movement. It was not a political movement.
It was not political. It was a spiritual movement.
You know, when I hear Dr. King's magnificent sermons, and I, in seminary, studied many of them, I'm kind of starkly reminded that he never wanted to be considered a civil rights activist. He always said, I'm a preacher.
That's right.
Unapologetically, he would say, I'm a preacher. We don't hear that very much
He went
today.
to his religion.
Yes.
Not politics. He
Yeah.
went to his religion, his belief in God.
I want to also ask you about a period of your life. You were just depressed, ready to kind of give up and say, there's no great purpose for me. God led you to start helping young people
That's right.
go to Christian colleges, and you helped get them the resources to do it. What did that do for you?
It helped me to deliver what God was in me, the spirit that was in me, to do good, help other people. We ended up putting 400 students in a Christian university.
Wow.
And when we started, I was led to get students that nobody else wanted. And the Spirit said, I'll give you students everybody wanted. Started with 3 students to 400.
That's fantastic. It's all in this book, A Dream Derailed. I hope you'll get it. It's available now, and you can order it direct and learn more at adreamderailed.com. And for regular culture war updates and information about the Coalition of African American Pastors, visit their website,